Machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence that uses data to perform functions. While a traditional function contains a set of many human-set conditions, machine learning learns from example data to set the conditions automatically. The function is learned through optimization. The algorithm has a goal, a way to measure how well it's achieving the goal, and a set of example data. The algorithm is repeatedly fed the example data, measuring how well it's doing at each step. After it's seen enough data, the algorithm slightly changes to try and improve towards the goal. An example goal might be to tell whether food item is a hot dog. The algorithm would see many food items that are either a hot dog or not a hot dog and repeatedly measure how well it's guessing. In the end, you're left with an algorithm that is completely useless.
That's it? It only does hot dogs?
Most machine learning falls under two categories, supervised and unsupervised. Supervised learning is exactly what I was just talking about. Supervised learning algorithms learn from example inputs and outputs. An algorithm is given sets of inputs and outputs and repeatedly checks how wrong it is, updating the algorithm until it's able to correctly map inputs to their outputs. This can be used for the hot dog classification or for things like forecasting future stock prices or generating images from captions. On the other hand, unsupervised learning doesn't have sets of inputs and outputs, but focuses on learning the input data itself. This can be used for finding patterns in data, like identifying similar users to provide recommendations to. There's also reinforcement learning, which is used for tasks like learning how to play games. The algorithm starts by randomly performing actions and is rewarded when it does something right, just like you might teach a dog to do tricks. After a long period of learning, the algorithm learns what actions to perform to get the most rewards. Reinforcement learning has been used to beat professionals in chess and StarCraft, and is definitely the most likely type of algorithm to take over the world. Machine learning models can be as simple as linear regression, which you might have even learned about in a high school statistics class, or as complicated as neural networks, which contain millions or even billions of parameters that the algorithm can change to better perform its function. These huge networks keep getting bigger and bigger and can perform more impressive tasks, like DALL-E and Stable Diffusion, generating new art just from a prompt. These models learn from example text-image pairs, over 400 million of them, and iteratively got better and better at going from text to an image. You don't need a PhD anymore to play with machine learning. Try out mlplayground.com to play with some of these supervised and unsupervised algorithms, or use Google's Teachable Machine to create your own hot dog classifier. At this point, you should be able to hold a short conversation with someone about machine learning, at least until they ask you about how neural networks are trained. For that, you'll have to subscribe and check out my video on deep learning.